Thank you for watching Murder, Monsters, and Mysteries. Today we take a look at the Beck House. The Beck House is possibly Canada's most haunted home. Tucked away in the town of Penetanguishene in Simcoe County, Ontario, Canada, stands a stunning 19th century home built by Carl Beck. The Beck House is significant for many reasons, but the most famous reason is that it's possibly a portal for the supernatural and is considered the most haunted house in Canada. For those of you seeking a thrill, the top floor apartment of the house is available to rent on Airbnb. For those brave lovers of the paranormal, this property could be one of the most interesting places to visit. Canada might not be a location you think of as having a lot of Victorian buildings, but the Beck House is an exception. Constructed in 1885, the Beck House is a stunning example of a Queen Anne revival structure. It's one of the oldest houses in the area and features the town's only slate roof, a growing rarity in Victorian architecture. Beck was actually one of the richest lumber merchants in the province at the time, so he spared no expense in this large house for himself, his wife, and his 9 children. Carl Beck served as the mayor of the town between 1892 and 1895, and the Beck family was considered one of the town's founding families. Thus, the Grand Queen Anne on Fox Street would have been considered the first house that was home to the example-setting, proud first family of Penetanguishene. All eyes would have been on the Beck House during those years in the spotlight. Despite being the wealthiest man in the province in the late 19th century, Carl Beck left his eldest daughter, Mary, only $1. Why? After Carl's wife's early death, Mary was tasked with raising her brothers and sisters. She left the family at some point to get married and have a family of her own. A move that Carl did not appreciate, to the point where he basically wrote Mary out of his will. Mary evidently stayed mad at her dad. It's believed that she stuck around at the Beck House after her death because she was snubbed by Carl. Modern visitors and former residents of the house claim to have felt the slight tugging on the blankets and sheets of their beds consistently. Some believe that this is Mary tucking them into bed, while others have claimed to hear female voices shooing them away. Motherly ghost or disgruntled daughter? Not the first time a wrong daughter is taken to some ghostly vengeance. The current owners of the house claim that as many as 18 spirits reside within its walls. Visitors have reported all sorts of paranormal activity. Doors closing on their own, lingering smells of cigar smoke hanging around the rooms, and dark shadows moving through the walls. Canadian writer Deborah Schneider reported recording disembodied heartbeats and breathing on an EVP during an overnight stay.
Evil one, deliver me.
From the evil one, deliver me.
At the hour of my death,
At the hour of my death,
call me and bid me to come to thee.
call me and bid me to come to thee.
Give me the compass. If you don't, we'll take her eyes. We'll take your family's eyes. We'll make this whole town blind.
From the evil one, deliver me.
At the hour of my death,
At the hour of my death,
Probably should have come here first.
come to thee.
call me and bid me.
Besides the fact that Carl may have sealed his family's house's haunted fate by alienating Mary, He was known as a relatively philanthropic man with a penchant for enjoying flashy toys. He bought the first automobile in town, an old Oldsmobile in 1903, which is now on display at the Centennial Museum. Carl also donated a plot of land to the Presbyterian Church and helped establish a school as well. So maybe the Beck's family ghosts are friendly. And while many visitors attest to the fact that the ghosts are indeed friendly and haven't necessarily antagonized anyone staying there, some visitors have claimed that the experience of staying there was one of the scariest things they've ever done. A female figure is supposedly seen standing ominously in the top floor window, staring down at people. This ghost is apparently angry, whispering hostility to passerby and even tugging at people's hair. The Beck House is definitely a genuine haunt rather than a seasonal show. The angry female ghosts, perhaps Mary or Carl's other daughters even, don't just stay at the house but are said to appear in the adjacent church street. Passerbys claim to see apparitions of Victorian women strolling along the street, and they assume that these spirits are connected to the haunted Beck House. Various internet-famous paranormal researchers have explored the Beck House, conducting ghost haunts and seances for the last several years. Many have experienced the same things that visitors in the past have reported: sounds of voices, steps, and even ghostly tugs and pulls. But some of them have actually caught moments of it on camera. So why do you guys think this house is so haunted? Could Beck have had a secret history? A darker past that went unrecorded? Some way that perhaps the way he lived created ghosts in his mansion? Or was this house built in a location where there's a thin veil between our world and the next? Whatever the reason, this house remains possibly the most haunted house in Canada, with dozens, if not hundreds, of regular sightings. Thank you for watching Murder, Monsters, and Mysteries. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe, as we'll be uploading more regularly.